kids, I'm back. So somebody asked me, how can you be lazy and still be successful? Well, you can't be totally lazy. You can't just sleep all day and, jerk off and play video games and stuff like that, You can't be successful that way, obviously, unless success means something else to you. But, well, obviously, if you don't want to work too hard and still be very successful, then the most important thing is how you select the industry that you're going to operate in. It's very important because certain industries have a bigger chance of success, and if success comes, then that success will be exponentially or a lot bigger than in other industries. So the selection of industry is very important. And if you want to be semi-lazy or lazy, then you will have to delegate pretty much everything. The problem with delegation is you don't have direct control of the result. Obviously, when you delegate in that way, you have to make sure that the employees pay for themselves. What does that mean? That means that you give them targets, and if they don't hit those targets, let's say in 3 months, then you get another employee and you let that one go. So, that's how we do it. The thing is that pay for itself means that the employee, okay, I'll tell you how I do it. The employee has to make at least what their salary is after 3 months. So let's say I employ somebody today and I pay him, I don't know, let's say I pay him 50 grand a year, and those 50 grand, what is that per month? I don't know, 4 grand something. And that means that after 3 months, which is the probationary period, after 3 months, they will have to earn the company at least 12,000 by themselves. They will have to do that. Otherwise, I'm not going to continue paying them, and I will get somebody else who will do that. And but you say, but how can you get anyone to do that if they're not experienced already, and they want a premium salary for that and all that stuff? Well, you have to test a lot of people. You have to test a lot of people. Not everyone obviously is going to work out. In fact, very few people will work out. So they have to pay their way. They have to. Otherwise, you're just paying for somebody to, do work that doesn't actually influence the bottom line of the company. They have to pay their way. They have to. And after 3 months, if they hit the target that they pay for themselves, then after a while, what you do is you up the target. So in 6 months, they will have to earn a third more. And then after a year, they will have to earn 100% more than you're paying them. So 3 months they have to pay for themselves. They have to cover the costs of them being employed with you. After 6 months, they have to at least earn a third more than they cost you. Preferably half more, which means 50% more than they cost you. And after a year, they have to bring in at least 100% more than they cost you, which means they have to bring in twice as they cost you. And then after that, whatever it is, after that they have to at least twice. At least twice after that. So you keep them. If they go below that, you get rid of them. Because in the long run, you can't have employees that only pay twice as much as they cost you. I mean, you're not gonna grow very, very quickly that way. And how can you start employing people if you don't know how to at first? How can you start with the first employee? Well, the first employee obviously is going to have to do pretty much everything that you've done up till now, and they will have to relieve you of certain duties that you either don't want to do, are not very good at doing, or just, can't do. So they will have to relieve of most duty. They will have to relieve you of most duties. Most duties. So the first employee will have to probably be, it was in my case, a personal assistant. That will be the first employee. And their job description will be everything. And if people get scared by that, then good. Then they're not suited for the role. You want somebody who's very enthusiastic. You want somebody who wants to make money. You want somebody who will see that being with you in the long run will be very profitable for them, because they will get a share of the profits. After a while, you vest the share of the profits with them. The first employee, if they work out and if they're reliable, if they're good employee, if they're honest, you will have to vest some sort of share of the profit for them after a while, not the beginning, obviously. After a few years with you, they get more and more, because that's the way you keep them. And everything they do will have to be cataloged. Everything they do, how they do it, step by step, they will have to catalog how they do certain things. Because if they happen to quit, or if you get rid of them, then you don't know how they did certain things. So they will have to write everything down. And when they come up with a better way to do things, they will have to correct, the plan. They will have to correct the step-by-step plan that they're following. They will have to correct it if they found a better way of doing things, quicker, cheaper, whatever. So yeah, the first employee has to be a personal assistant. And that personal assistant will do the hiring, will do, not the firing, but you will do, they will find applicants for positions. You will interview them in the second stage, obviously. The first interview will be with them. And that's how you roll. They will relieve you of about 80% of your current duties, of your current work. And as I said, their job description will be everything. They will have to do everything. The same that you're doing now. Just explain it to them, you know. The same that I'm doing now, I'm doing everything, and you're the first employee and you will do everything. If you don't agree with that, then, you know, next. That's how it is. And, you know, it might sound cold, but, you know, you're in business, so you have to get somebody who's reliable, and you have to get somebody who's enthusiastic about the role, and they want, you know, better their future. They want to provide for their family, they want to provide for their offspring, and they see a future in the company because they will earn a lot of money, plus what they do is fun. You know, it's fun to work there. You know, whatever they do is fun. And it's going to become more fun after a while because they're not going to be doing everything, but they're going to, you know, if they work out in the long term, they're going to have to specialize on certain things that they're very good at, that they're naturally talented, you know. That's how it is. But first they will have to do everything. And that's how it is. That's the way to do it. If you're lazy, quote unquote, you will have to delegate most things. The good thing about certain things, especially sales positions, is that you can get people strictly on commission. You know, there's not a lot of people, I mean, there's not a huge amount of people that only want to work on commission, but if they want to work only on commission, there's two possibilities. Either they're very desperate for money, or second, they're hugely experienced in sales and they're very confident that they will make a lot of money even if they're only on commission. So you have to figure out which one it is. Which is, you know, which is flashed out pretty quickly. You know, after a week or two, you know what's what, you know. You know which one it is, which type it is. So that's it. You will have to delegate most things. But where can I get the money to delegate? I'm not earning enough money so I can delegate. Well, then you have to get a loan, get, you know, borrow money from somewhere, get it on your credit cards for the first employee if you're not earning too much, and get it that way. I mean, you're gonna have to risk something, okay? If you don't want to work yourself, if you don't want to do everything yourself, you're gonna have to risk. You either risk your time and your work, or you risk money. There's no other way to do it. You either risk money or you risk your time and your work. That's it. So hopefully this was informative. See you next time. Cheers.